Hey guys, what is going on? It's Joe here filling in for Wrestlelamia. In 2002, Vince McMahon brought the founding members of the New World Order in to destroy the WWE after he'd lost control of it. However, the angle failed miserably, and within months, it was gone. Why did an angle that had taken WCW's business to new heights bomb so badly in the WWE? Join us as we examine why the N.W.O failed in the WWE. 2002 saw the storyline of Vince McMahon dealing with the reality that Nature Boy Ric Flair owned 50% of the WWE, and there was nothing he could do about it. Never one to lose gracefully, Mr. McMahon decided if he couldn't have the entire WWE, he would destroy it by bringing in the faction that had nearly destroyed WCW, the New World Order. Mr. McMahon would let Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, and Kevin Nash do what they did best: destroy all opponents and create complete chaos, similar to what they'd done for real in WCW's locker room. An angle that had money written all over it failed miserably, much as the Invasion angle had less than a year earlier. How could the N.W.O, arguably the biggest angle in professional wrestling, fail when it was introduced in the WWE? Many people would agree that WWE's Invasion angle failed because the company failed to bring in the top stars of WCW, and the ones it did bring in were booked badly. However, this wasn't the case, as WWE brought in the founding members of the N.W.O and booked them as the dangerous opponents they were portrayed as during their original WCW run. The N.W.O's failure in WWE was the result of three factors. 1. Locker room resentment to the N.W.O. 2. Hulk Hogan's long WWE absence making it impossible for fans to boo him. And 3. Injuries and personal demons removing two key members from the group. Locker room resentment. During the mid-1990s, the Clique had made life miserable for many members of the WWE locker room, and several of the stars they'd pushed around were now main eventers. The WWE locker room was not going to put up with Hall and Nash playing political games with them as they'd done in the 1990s. As for Hulk Hogan, his reputation for politics was well known from his run in the WWF during his heyday. When Vince McMahon began discussing bringing the New World Order back, and more importantly, Hall, Nash, and Hogan, most of the locker room was opposed to the idea. During the February 3rd, 2017 episode of his podcast, Something to Wrestle With, Bruce Pritchard recalled, Vince's philosophy was having a happy dressing room. If you have a happy dressing room, I don't care what the business is as long as I don't have a bunch of strife and bullshit in the dressing room. We had a happy dressing room at that time. We had guys working together, making money and busting their ass. There was concern about bringing in a disruptive force that might have jeopardized that. According to Pritchard, the WWE's creative team was against the idea as well, but Vince McMahon ignored them and hired the New World Order. Nevertheless, there was resistance to working with them, especially by main eventers such as Stone Cold Steve Austin. As fans may recall from previous videos, the Texas Rattlesnake refused to work a match with Hollywood Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 18. While Austin has gone on record saying he wished he'd had faced Hogan during his career, he also stated he didn't feel the two could have had a dream match at that stage in Hogan's career. According to some sources, the plan was for Hogan to face either The Rock or Austin at WrestleMania 18, the idea being Hogan would face the other wrestler the following year. Austin faced Scott Hall instead, and was initially unwilling to work with him due to Hall's well-known reputation for personal demons. The match didn't turn out well, and during an appearance on You're Welcome with Chael Sonnen, Hall shared his take on things. Steve was going through, outside the ring, really bad times, and he told me later he was going through what ended up being a divorce from his wife at that time, Deborah, and stuff. And for me, the only thing that I had to look forward to was the ring because my personal life wasn't doing that great. So my fake life was what I was holding on to. My real life wasn't doing that good, so the stuff in the ring wasn't that pleasing. Those weren't my best matches or Steve's either. We actually talked about it recently. We get along and communicate a lot better now than when we were wrestling. Hogan didn't face Austin, but he did face The Rock, resulting in an unexpected phenomenon that changed the N.W.O overnight. The Hulk Hogan factor. Hulk Hogan returned to the WWE in 2002, working as a heel for the first time there since 1981. Hogan's 7-year absence from the WWE had fans nostalgic for the Hulkster, and before long, it was becoming clear that the fans were cheering for Hollywood Hogan despite his heel status in the N.W.O. By WrestleMania 18, the WWE realized they would have to turn Hogan babyface. This resulted in the post-match attack on Hogan by Hall and Nash at WrestleMania 18 following his loss to The Rock. Hogan officially turned babyface, and the N.W.O was now missing one of its founding members. Although Hogan's face turn led to a remarkable run for Hogan, including another reign as WWE Champion, it hurt the New World Order when it was just being established. Intoxication and injuries. With the locker room wary of the N.W.O's members and Hulk Hogan now allied with the WWE as a babyface, the New World Order was in a bad position. X-Pac joined the New World Order after Hogan's departure, but Kevin Nash was sidelined after a bicep injury, resulting in the Big Show joining the Black and White. He wasn't the only new member. Not long afterwards, Booker T and Ric Flair joined the N.W.O, as fans wondered whether the WWE was about to bring back the Latino World Order next. As the saying goes, things went from bad to worse when Scott Hall's personal demons began affecting his ability to perform in the WWE, similar to what happened during Hall's time in WCW. Hall's substance abuse problems were never more evident than his misadventure on May 2002's infamous Plane Ride from Hell, a topic covered in our Behind the Titantron series that saw an out-of-control Hall accused of sexually inappropriate behavior towards a flight attendant during a drunken spree. Hall has gone on record as saying, "That whole trip was just kind of a blur of pills and booze." Hall was released shortly afterwards. Fortunately for the New World Order, Nash's bicep injury did not keep him out of action for long. In the meantime, the WWE brought in Shawn Michaels as a member of the New World Order, adding some star power to the group. While the N.W.O was made up of a much different lineup than when it debuted, the presence of Kevin Nash, Shawn Michaels, and X-Pac gave it prestige. The WWE also teased a storyline of Shawn Michaels seeking Triple H's membership in the faction. The N.W.O was positioned to bring some excitement to Raw after a rocky start. Unfortunately, the injury bug killed the angle for good. On July 8, 2002, Kevin Nash tore a quad during a 10-man tag team match on Raw. The next week saw Vince McMahon announce he was disbanding the New World Order, officially ending what could, and arguably should, have been a fantastic era in WWE history. Instead, McMahon announced he was hiring a general manager for Raw and a general manager for SmackDown, who turned out to be Eric Bischoff and Stephanie McMahon respectively. The New World Order invading the WWE had the potential to succeed, but as more than one person has observed, the concept was snake-bitten. Bringing in Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Hulk Hogan had the potential to disrupt the WWE locker room, but it was a calculated risk to make up for the botched invasion angle from the previous year and give the WWE a shot in the arm after putting WCW and ECW out of business. Regrettably, Hogan's popularity, Hall's personal demons, and Nash's broken-down body made short work of the New World Order. While the WWE could have possibly foreseen Hall's problems and arguably Hogan's popularity after his long absence, the company gambled on what should have been a low-risk wager, only for it to fail. The WWE would not be the only place the New World Order was brought back to life only to fail. While TNA couldn't use the term New World Order, its fans knew who the band, Hall, Nash, and Shawn X-Pac Waltman were supposed to be. Once again, though, a promotion could not recapture the N.W.O magic. Well guys, there you have it, why the N.W.O failed in the WWE. What are your thoughts on this epic fail? Be sure to leave your comments and share your thoughts. In the meantime, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of our great videos.